My name is Amelia Harper. People see me as a strong, successful woman now. Someone who has it all together. What they don't see is the quiet girl I used to be. The one who learned very early that some homes are only places to live, not places of safety. My silence didn't come from weakness. It came from survival. I was 6 years old when my real father died in a car accident. One day he was there, lifting me onto his shoulders, and the next day he was just gone. What followed wasn't just grief. It was paperwork, insurance forms, and money. Money that had my name on it. That's when Mark Harper entered our lives. My stepfather. He had a friendly smile, a calm voice, and eyes that always seemed to be calculating something. My mother, Karen, married him quickly. She said we needed stability. What she really meant was that she needed someone else to lean on. From that day on, I wasn't just a daughter anymore. I was a resource. Mark often praised me. Amelia is so mature for her age, he'd say proudly. What he really meant was, Amelia doesn't complain. When money from my father's insurance was temporarily used, I stayed quiet. When college savings quietly disappeared, I stayed quiet. When I noticed our lifestyle improving while my future shrank, I stayed quiet. My mother's specialty was silence too. She never defended me. She never questioned him. She just looked away. The first time I truly understood what I meant to them, I was 10 years old. My school had organized a field trip. Everyone was excited. I brought the permission slip home, heart pounding with hope. I'd never asked for much. My mother read it and sighed. Not this month, sweetheart. That same night, I overheard Mark on the phone. Vegas is booked. Yeah, leaving Friday. I sat on my bed, holding that permission slip, and learned a lesson I would never forget. Some dreams don't end loudly. They disappear quietly. By 18, I knew I had to leave. I earned a scholarship, worked part-time jobs, waited tables, cleaned offices at night, and studied whenever I could. My life was exhaustion layered on determination. Still the calls came. Just this once, Amelia. We're short on rent. It's an emergency. And every time I helped. Because I was the daughter. Because love, I believed, meant sacrifice. By my early 30s, I had finally made it. I was living in New York City, working as a finance manager at a tech company. For the first time in my life, I felt safe. I had savings. Real savings. $92,000. That money wasn't luxury. It was freedom. A future. A home I dreamed of buying, one where no one could take from me. I promised myself. This is where the cycle ends. Then came my mother's birthday. I almost didn't go. But guilt has a voice and it sounds a lot like love. I convinced myself maybe things had changed. The house looked different. New furniture. New electronics. Mark wore an expensive watch. I noticed everything. I ignored everything. That night, my mother poured me a glass of wine. You look tired, honey. Just relax. I slept deeply. Too deeply. I woke up to my phone vibrating nonstop. Bank alerts. I opened my app. My balance dropped before my eyes. $92,000 gone. My chest tightened. I called the bank. The transfers had been authorized. From my device. From my location. The money had gone into one account. Mark Harper. My hands went numb. They hadn't made a mistake. They had planned this. I walked into the kitchen. Mark was reading the newspaper. My mother was making coffee. Where is my money? I asked. Mark looked up calmly. We used it. My mother didn't look at me. That was my future, I said quietly. Mark shrugged. We raised you. You owe us. That was the moment something inside me finally broke. Not loudly, not dramatically. Cleanly. I left without another word. I called a lawyer. I called the bank. I filed a police report. My mother cried on voicemail. Mark threatened me. You'll destroy the family. But the family had destroyed me first. The legal process was brutal. They claimed the money was a gift. They turned relatives against me. They painted me as cold, greedy, heartless. Some nights I almost gave up. But then I remembered the 10-year-old girl holding a permission slip. The 18-year-old working double shifts. The woman who built everything alone. I kept going. Months later, the court ruled in my favor. Not all the money came back, but enough. Mark was charged. The truth was on record. My mother apologized. Too late. Today, I live in a small, quiet apartment. It isn't grand, but it's safe. I've learned that silence doesn't mean weakness. Sometimes it means endurance. And sometimes the strongest thing a daughter can do is stop being silent.